What's up everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing what I think are some hurdles that the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro have from being an overwhelmingly huge success. Now honestly, I just cut the camera on and I'm just kind of letting the words free flow right out of my mouth because I was thinking about it this morning while I was laying in bed checking work email, that I think the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro gets a bad rep because of the expectations that this particular phone has. This was Google's brand new Tensor chip. Everything about it was new. Everything was reconstructed and re-architected from the ground up. It didn't have a Qualcomm Snapdragon, anything like that at all in it, but the expectations were absolutely through the roof when it came to the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. What we're really harping on, and especially in the media, and I'm very much guilty of this as well, is harping on all the things like, has Google been dethroned? Yeah, that was me. I totally said that, but it really wanted to start the conversation to say, these are the expectations that the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, and quite honestly, every single Google device that ever comes out, Google to me seems to be one of the most strictly scrutinized companies that I can remember in recent years. And Apple and Samsung get a pass quite a few times as it relates to all the things that they do, and they can kind of do no wrong. There were a few times where Apple had the Bengate that Lou from Unbox Therapy went through, but honestly, for the most part, Apple's been pretty pristine as it relates to everything that they've done. And you go talk about Samsung, they had the Note series that exploded, but outside of that, they've won device of the year last year with the S21 Ultra. But then it comes up to Google and these expectations that are miles higher than just about everybody else. And that to me seems like it's one of the biggest hurdles, is these unrealistic expectations that the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro had, because it was so new, re-architected completely from the ground up, and it was supposed to be this like earth-shattering phone that completely solved world hunger and all this other jazz, when in reality it's still one of the first generation phones. It's the very first time that Google's put their own chip, own silicon in it. We're giving Google no opportunity to even make the tiniest bit of mistakes. It absolutely has to be perfect every single time, and that to me is just not fair, and those unrealistic expectations is actually creating somewhat of a negative publicity on what is actually two extremely good devices. Now, take into the fact that the December release didn't quite go how Google wanted it to go, actually went pretty poorly overall, but the January release fixed a lot of issues that they had. Screen flickering, always on display issues, call hold for me, call screener. All of those things were fixed in the January update, and they did it just a few weeks after they said that they were pausing the December update. So again, Google's kind of getting those expectations back in line. Periodic updates with Google Pixel drops every single month like clockwork, at the very first Monday of the new month, coming out with the new images to be either flashed or over-the-air updates for each of the Pixel devices. These are the things that we're getting accustomed to from a Google perspective. So when they missed that one time, it was like the end of the world for everybody and their brother, because again, I think unrealistic expectations is really the thing that's hindering this from a hurdles perspective and stopping what Google's done from, again, what is two pretty darn good devices. The next hurdle is, again, kind of going back to the same expectations as not being perfect. Google doesn't have the luxury of being even the slightest bit wrong, delayed, or anything like that. Perfection seems to be the thing that we hold Google up to versus everybody else, because either Apple can do no wrong or Samsung can do no wrong, but if Google does one little thing wrong, well, that's the end of the world. They clearly should never ever sell another cell phone ever again. They should just pack up everything and only do search and just stick with search and advertising. That's literally all that they should do. When in reality, them actually putting out phones that are pretty darn good, still take the best point and shoot photos that I can tell you under the sun. Those are still the best point and shoot cameras out there. Video that I've used in some of my videos right now, B-roll or anything like that, it's still pretty darn good video as well. And not to mention one of the smoothest overall experiences as it relates to the Android operating system. So again, not perfect, leading to those unrealistic expectations. Those are two of the biggest hurdles that the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro had to overcome. And I just don't think that that's very fair. But I really want to hear from you. What do you think about the overall brand of Pixel? What are some of the biggest hurdles that Google has to overcome from the Pixel brand overall, but also from the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro? So that's it. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. And as always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below. We'll see you next time.